Welcome back, Beam Team! For most, sports are a perfect way to exercise their bodies and use their competitive edge. For some adrenaline junkies, however, shooting hoops or playing football just isn't enough. Get ready, because this list is certainly not for the faint of heart. This is Brightbeam's top 10 most terrifying sports that actually exist. Before we get into it, if you're new here, click that subscribe and bell button to join the team and let us know it's official by typing #BeamTeam in the comments. Don't forget your pads and let's get started. Number 10. Competitive slapping. Yep, you heard that right. Taking a slap to the face might not seem like something you'd sign up to do, but that's exactly what these heavy-handed strongmen commit their athletic careers to. In these competitions, the rules are simple. You line up opposite your opponent, lock eyes, and then proceed to slap one another into submission, one after the other, and the knocks don't stop until one begs for mercy or goes unconscious. In 2019, Russian slapping champion Vasily Kamotitsky slapped his way through several rounds of Russia's male slapping championship, sending his foes tumbling backward in near unconscious stupor. Kamotitsky, who goes by the name Dumpling, left the tournament with all of Russia's glory, 30,000 Russian rubles, and his grizzly bear-like face unscathed by his opponent's slaps. Competitive slapping might seem like one of the strangest sports you could ever choose to compete in, but stick around, because our list is just beginning, and you don't want to miss number 1. Number 9. Bullfighting. A popular form of entertainment in Spain, and a favorite topic for writer Ernest Hemingway, bullfighting is a competition whose dangerous history is believed to date all the way back to ancient Rome. The Romans were no stranger to bloody competitions between animals and humans, and many believe this is how the sport of bullfighting came to be. While the goal of the matador is to subdue the bull, things don't always go as planned. These skilled matadors occasionally get gored by the bull's large horns, sometimes resulting in their death. There's not much room for error in a fight with a bull, and the smallest mistake can prove to be disastrous for those who step in the ring. Let's keep this one to the professionals. Number 8. Bull riding. Bulls really don't seem to like humans, do they? In bull riding, modern-day cowboys hop on top of a bucking bronco with the hopes of staying on longer than their competitors. Bull riding is found to be one of the most dangerous sports in the world, with a rate of catastrophic injury 20 times higher than football. Setting a thrill-seeking rider on a real-life angry bull makes for bone-chilling action that is hard to look away from. For those who feel their talents might not quite be ready for 8 seconds atop a 2,000-pound bull, a mechanical bull might be a good place to up their game. Number 7. Jousting. If you thought that this medieval sport went the way of other medieval traditions like jesters and pointy shoes for men, think again. In jousting, 2 knights on horseback ride towards each other, wielding long blunted swords called lances, in an attempt to break their lance on the other's shield. In the Middle Ages, jousting was a chance for knights to show off their fighting and skills riding horseback, perhaps earning the admiration of one of the aristocratic ladies nearby. Now, a few hundred years past jousting's heyday, the sport lives on in various tournaments held around the world. Every year since 2017, a World Jousting Championship has taken place, giving modern-day knights a chance to show their stuff, and there was even talk in jousting circles of bringing the sport to the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo. Number 6. Shin kicking. You know that sharp, agonizing pain that comes after you accidentally hit your shin against a table or a chair? Believe it or not, some people decided to make a whole sport revolving around it. And yes, it's as painful as it sounds. Shin kicking, or shin digging, is considered an English martial art that originated in 1600s England and is still alive and kicking. The goal of shin kicking is to repeatedly kick your opponent's shins until he or she falls to the ground or admits defeat by asking for mercy. In this game, the 2 participants hold each other's collars with arms straight and may protect their shins by stuffing straw beneath their pants to offer a measly bit of protection against their opponent's kicks. Needless to say, this sport is not for those who have a low tolerance for pain. If you decide to ever give shin kicking a try, although we wouldn't advise it, make sure you don't wear steel-toe boots, or you'll risk being disqualified for life. If this list is kicking like hot sauce, just wait for number 1. And while you're here, tap that like button to get onto Santa's nice list. Alright. Number 5. Jai Alai. If you've ever played a game of wall ball, you've taken a glimpse into the fast-paced sport of Jai Alai. In Jai Alai, players use a cesta to throw a ball at an open wall with dizzying speeds, often reaching above 160 miles per hour. A cesta is a long scoop that accelerates the ball to speeds much higher than possible by merely throwing. Once incredibly popular in Cuba and Miami, the sport has seen declining numbers over the years, perhaps due to the game's dangerous nature. There have been several cases of death in Jai Alai's 100-plus year history. Number 4. Chess boxing. Picture this. You get checkmated by your opponent, and then he proceeds to land multiple straight punches to your face, and it's all part of a fair game. That's exactly what happens in the novel sport of chess boxing, which combines two seemingly unlike sports into one quest for ultimate victory. The champion of a chess boxing match can win by a victory on the chessboard or the boxing ring. Several rounds of each game are played, switching between a battle of the wits and a fight for physical dominance. Chess boxing has found a following in the United Kingdom, Russia, and India, and there is perhaps no better competition for both brains and brawn to be found. Number 3. Mud Pit Belly Flop. Although it might seem like the punchline to a Jeff Foxworthy joke, the Mud Pit Belly Flop is a serious sporting event with a wide field of participants whose goal is to bask in the glory of using their gargantuan bellies to create the largest splash in a mud pit. Just one part of the annual Summer Redneck Games in Dublin, Georgia, the Mud Pit Belly Flop is both a fan favorite and a way for these self-proclaimed redneck athletes to show off their belly flopping skills. The contest regularly draws in thousands of contestants, and the money made from the competition is used to benefit local children with special needs. We're still unsure if belly flopping into mud is as painful as belly flopping into a pool, but we think we can live without figuring that one out. Number 2. Base jumping. This extreme sport, often considered to be the most dangerous sport in the world, is certainly not for the faint of heart. Base jumpers ascend to the top of a fixed structure, such as a building or cliff, and then jump. After a period of free fall, jumpers deploy their parachutes, which, hopefully, help them descend to the ground. Adrenaline junkies and thrill seekers have been base jumping since 1978, when Carl Bonisch recorded himself jumping from El Capitan in Yosemite Park. This dangerous craze spread, and in the sport's short lifespan, many fatalities have already occurred. Since the base fatality list began keeping track in 1981, 383 jumpers have died. The relatively short amount of time jumpers are in the air, compared to skydiving, means less time to deploy a parachute, which is part of what makes this extreme sport so incredibly perilous. Number 1. Wingsuit flying. It's a bird! It's a plane! No, it's a wingsuit flyer? In this sport, first developed in its modern form in the 1990s, participants jump from either a plane or a tall structure and zoom towards Earth in a wingsuit before deploying a parachute at the end of their journey. Flyers can reach incredibly high speeds during their descent, often falling as fast as 200 miles per hour. In 2017, British wingsuit pilot Fraser Corzine set the world record for wingsuit speed, topping out at a staggering 246 miles per hour. That's over 4 times as fast as a cheetah and 30 miles per hour faster than the fastest Ferrari. Wingsuits work by adding extra surface area to the pilot's body, similar to that of the flying squirrel, allowing him or her to fly much farther horizontally compared to normal skydiving or base jumping. These sports may leave us shocked, and even a little confused. But as long as there are daredevils, risk takers, and people just crazy enough to try them, we don't expect them to go anywhere. But somewhere we expect you to go if you like this is our other video on 10 people you would immediately regret messing with. Check it out by clicking it here on the screen. And this is our other hot video that YouTube thinks you should watch. Which of these extreme sports are you most surprised to hear exists? Make sure to comment below and catch you on the next video.